red, violets of blue. I am so happy to see you. Yes, friends, we are starting a new series today. This is my Minimalism Series. And so we're going to take different techniques and we're going to take away, we want to enjoy the beauty of simplicity. So we're going to take different techniques like this first pour today. I'm going to just use one color. We're going to do a monochromatic look. Okay, tinting it lighter and darker and just see what we can get. And so we'll look at negative space, but I get a lot of comments all the time on how do you pick all your colors? I'm so overwhelmed with what to do, what to try. And so I want to show you that a lot of these techniques, they look wonderful with all these beautiful colors, but there is beauty in just using a single color or doing one simple swipe and doing some embellishment. So that is what this series is all about. It was going to be a mini series and I have about 8 videos already. So we're actually going to have a mini series within the series, but more on that later. Let's paint. Ladies and gentlemen, I am creating a spout for my newest painting. Yes, this is a monochromatic painting and I don't have a measuring cup right now, so I need to make a spout to pour out my paintings for this particular technique. So friends, I am in the process of learning a new spin on the straight pour, making boulder cells. And if you are not familiar with Gina DeLuca, she is the master, the queen master of this. And so I am just trying to learn my own way with this technique. And so with that, I needed to mix up my paints and I needed for them to be fairly thin. So you just saw the consistency and I'll put the paint ratio on the screen, but it is approximately 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. Okay, and then you're going to add water to thin. Now, I have chosen turquoise blue as my color with just a touch of Payne's gray. And so with each cup, I have added more white to it to lighten it up, to help us get that contrast. Okay, and so as I explained earlier in my minimalism series, we're either going to have very minimalistic painting or one color or an easy way to make a beautiful painting, because sometimes we get really overwhelmed with all the colors and all the options, and there is beauty in simplicity. So I am laying down a base coat and let me tell you what's going on here. So my base coat is an opaque paint that is more glossy than my other colors. All right. In fact, I added just a little bit of gloss medium to my turquoise blue that you see here to make it a little more glossy. And so to my other paints, I have added satin enamels and artist loft flow. Okay. And what's going to happen is the more matte paint is going to repel from the glossier paint, thus creating cells. This is known as the hydrophobic effect, and I equate it to if you drive a car and you've ever used Rain-X, you will see how the water beads up off the windshield, and that's kind of the idea here. And so I am laying down a base coat so that my paint can easily flow off the canvas. All right. And I'm just making sure those sides are covered so I don't have any blank spots. I don't want to have any trouble since this is a new technique. I want everything to go smoothly. And quite frankly, I have no clue how this is going to go. So I'm using that same color to pour in the bottom of my cup, and then the colors right here to the right, I am going to dump them in so that they mix together with this paint, and then we're going to pour it out. And I didn't really do a good job of dumping it in there, but We'll try with this color. So you see how that color is sinking through my other colors? That's what we wanted with all of the paints that we poured in. And then lastly, this is a very, very light teal or turquoise that we made. So once again, we've added more of our white mixture to each cup. Now, one thing to note, we want our consistencies to be the same, my friend. Okay? We want them to be the same. Oh, okay, so I fill my cup up and I'm just going to start pouring the paint out. And at first, I'm not expecting to see much because I know that you have to give this paint time to react and kind of do its thing. So I am trying to create like this is kind of I want a ring pour effect with my different rings, and ooh, I do see some reaction happening in the paint there. Okay, I'm getting a little excited here. So you see my lighter colors are starting to pour out of my cup, and I'm trying to be very careful to keep my rings looking nice. So, shh, 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 shh. And as I get to the end of my cup, I am making tighter swirls and trying to get the rest of that paint out, and that lighter blue. I want to make sure that that's showing up. So I'm going to get as much paint out as I can without having any drips, hopefully, in my painting. Oh, okay. So maybe I need my lightest color to be closer to white for a better contrast in the future. So now I should be able to torch this and wait a little bit and get some reaction, more cells popping up. Ideally, that's what I'm supposed to be looking for and what I want to happen, and not sure if that's going to happen. So there are some little cells popping up, if you will. And my torch is supposed to help bring up the bubbles and create more cells, and not seeing a whole lot right now, so we're going to do a couple passes. So I'm trying to get some more cells to pop up, and I see them. And so now, I'm kind of thinking, well, when I start to stretch, maybe the movement of the paint will allow more of the cells to pop up. So now, after watching Gina, I know how important it is to tilt slow, because it is very easy to kind of mess up the composition, and you don't want to over tilt. You don't want to keep going back and forth to the same areas because your big cells can get really wonky. And if that's the look that you like, go for it. But that's not the look that I want to go for as I'm, learning and figuring this thing out on my own. Plus, I'm not a big fan of super wonky cells, just not my jam. So I've sprayed it out, and now I'm going to use that leftover paint to create a barrier to help move this paint. Y'all, I just kind of did what I told y'all not to do. I've been moving the paint all over this canvas. But I am being very, very careful, and I'm trying to get it closer to the edge. And so now I'm about ready to go off one side, and I'm not seeing the reaction yet, but there's still hope. Okay, so there is some reaction, and they are growing because they most of them started out really tiny, and now they're little snowflakes. Yeah, I know I'm a snow fanatic. Um, but I do like the look. Do like the look. Now, something that happened. So y'all know I was trying to create a spout, and towards the middle of pouring out my cup, I got wobbly lines coming out of my cup, and that's showing up in the painting. And I don't know if I like it. But the contrast is there. Like, okay. And I do love the center. The center looks like a rose, a blue rose. um, and so I'm taking a break to kind of reflect and reposition here. Okay, friends, we're getting there. Got a little more to go, and it's coming along. I don't dislike it. There's just not a big wow factor. But I do have another idea to see if we can uh get some more sales. Well, after my 58th torch, guess I'll get you guys in for a close up. We're not done quite yet, but take a peek. So, overall, I am fine with this. Look at there, two little eyeballs, two little snowballs. Y'all know if I get snow, I'm beaming these kids in my neighborhood and adults too. Anywho, that's the close up. Not bad. Learning so much. Now, friends, we aren't done quite yet. This is one of those pieces that this would have been fine right stopping right here, but this is one of the few pieces that I had a vision. As soon as it was done, I knew I was going to embellish it, and I am still keeping it simple, and we're going to use that same color scheme to add just some visual texture, if you will. So I'm really excited to show you a little bit of this, and then we're going to see the final results. I added a little razzle dazzle for you, friend, and so I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you want to try, and let me know how you like the final piece. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the Fluid Art and Abstract Retreat. This is Maggie. We have to be really quiet because she's concentrating on this really beautiful cloud pour here.
I really like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, come paint with me in the beautiful Durham, North Carolina, affectionately known as the Bull City. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back with the 3rd annual Fluid Art and Abstract Retreat. I cannot wait to see you. I can't wait to hug you and love up on you. Yes, we are going to have a beautiful retreat where we relax, we paint, we unwind, we encourage, we uplift, we support each other, and there's a surprise every single day. We're going to have a great time. We're going to make some art. We have about 12 hours of instruction throughout the weekend. Treat yourself to a retreat of a lifetime. Booking information is below. April 10th through the 13th. So ladies and gentlemen, come make a memory of a lifetime. This incredibly affordable retreat will leave you speechless. There is a surprise around every corner, and I cannot wait to paint with you. All right, friends, we are at the Fluid Art and Abstract Retreat. Look what Sherry did, y'all. She's pretty excited. She don't want to touch it, so we're just going to leave it here forever because she's like, if anybody touches it,
they die.
They die. Pour it up in a cup, so follow them on social. That's their shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Seattle, Washington at the Full Art Experience, and this was my Flash Broom Swipes class, and we want to tell you to do everything